I'm getting a divorce. I met AP's wife, OBS, at a park. It was awkward at first, but she was grateful I had told her about the affair. She said she had been going through her husband's phone, computer, and emails, and she found something. It was a sex video of him and my wife. In my bedroom, on our bed. I could only watch a few seconds of it before I had to stop. It was disgusting. OBS apologized, but I thanked her for showing it to me. Everyone in the comments was right. My wife's character is deeply flawed, and the level of disrespect she has shown me and our marriage is unforgivable. I think I already knew that on some level, but I hadn't been ready to admit it to myself. This pushed me over the edge. OBS and I talked a bit more, but out of respect for her, I won't go into the details of what she said. Suffice it to say, her husband is a lying piece of shit who fed my wife a bunch of garbage about his wife. OBS is planning to separate and divorce him, and I told her I'd be doing the same with my wife. We wished each other luck and went our separate ways. When I pulled into my driveway, a car pulled up behind me. It was AP. The fucking idiot was waiting for me. I called the police to report trespassing before getting out of the car. He got out and started yelling at me, asking why I was meeting his wife and what I was playing at. I ignored him and started walking into my house. He followed me inside, still yelling. I don't believe in violence, but in this case it was necessary. I kicked him out of my house with a bloody nose and possibly bruised ribs. By the time the police arrived, he was gone, but I filed a report and gave them his address. I'm planning to follow up on a restraining order with my lawyer next week. I messaged OBS to give her a heads up about what happened. She was surprised he even knew we met. She told me she hadn't told him about our meeting, and in fact, she had kicked him out of the house yesterday. I figured my wife must have told him. Conveniently, my wife wasn't home for the shit show. When she did get home, I told her she should check in on her boyfriend. As the last I saw him, he didn't look so good. I also warned her that next time, I'd break his legs. She looked shocked and confused. I told her I knew she was the one who tipped him off about my meeting with OBS. She denied it at first, but then admitted she just didn't want OBS to fill my head with lies and hoped AP would convince her not to meet with me. And I finally saw her for the manipulative woman she was. I told her to pack her things and move into the basement. She had until tomorrow morning. We co-own the house, so I can't kick her out, but I don't want to see her. I told her to use the basement entrance from now on and only contact me about our divorce proceedings via text or email. Oh, and I told her to take the mattress with her because I'll be buying a new one for myself. She looked confused. I said, yeah, I know about the sex video. The look on her face was priceless. I am currently staying at my friend's place tonight. I'll be back in the morning to make sure she's moved into the basement. This marriage is over. There will be no reconciliation. I've made my decision. I'll be moving forward with the divorce, and I'm ready to start focusing on my own healing. My STBXW left to stay at her parents' house on Monday morning. I know this because when I called them later that day to tell them about her affair and our separation, they were shocked. She had only told them we had gotten into a fight, leaving out everything else. They were understandably upset, but were understanding of my decision to leave. I also told my parents and close friends, all of whom were surprised and upset, and now also angry with her. Since then, my STBXW has been flooding my phone with walls of texts every day, apologizing for what she did. She keeps saying she loves me, wishing she could undo everything, and begging me not to throw away our entire relationship over what she calls a stupid mistake. Some of her friends have even reached out, saying she's spiraling and that they know she screwed up, but I should at least talk to her because of our shared history. I ended up telling a few of her friends about some of the details, like her taking AP on a trip that I had planned for the two of us. They were horrified and didn't have much to say after that. I met with my lawyer earlier this week. It was originally planned for later in the week, but managed to move it up sooner to get things sorted, especially with the AP tensions. Contrary to what I had initially thought, the province I live in is a no-fault divorce location, so none of the evidence of the affair can be used to prove adultery in court. My lawyer told me that the quickest and most cost-effective route is to proceed with separation now and file for divorce in a year. While I could pursue an adultery claim to get divorced sooner, it would take just as long, if not longer, and be much more expensive. My STBXW hasn't come back from her parents' house yet, so I packed her belongings and moved them to the basement. I changed the locks on the main house to make the separation more official. I have also installed a security camera system at the front entrance. Things with AP have escalated since my last update. I've been in touch with OBS throughout the week, and she told me that her husband has been behaving erratically, threatening messages, showing up at the house demanding to talk. She has taken the necessary legal action, as have I. Given the ongoing legal situation with AP, I've been advised not to share more details, so I'll leave it at that for now. In summary, she no longer feels safe in her home. Her family lives in another province and she doesn't have close friends here. They moved less than a year ago, so I offered for her to stay at my house temporarily after clearing it with my lawyer. She's currently staying in my guest bedroom. As for how I'm doing, it still feels surreal. It's like I stepped out of my life and into someone else's. So much has happened in 1 week, and I'm still trying to process it all. My friends have been incredible and have been spending a lot of time with me since I told them everything. OBS and I have been helping each other process what's happened, but I'm a little concerned that leaning on each other like this may create more emotional complications than we realize. I don't think I've started processing what's happened yet with everything else going on, but I feel like the crash is coming. I'm starting therapy in 2 weeks. Edit 2. Thank you all for your advice. OBS is currently staying with me, and we both understand this arrangement is temporary. She'll return to her home once everything settles down. Some have suggested that our living situation could complicate things, potentially leading to trauma bonding or even intimacy. I won't deny that it's been comforting to have her around, as she is the only one who truly understands what I'm going through. I'm not sure if this is something others experience after being cheated on, but my confidence has taken a serious hit. I can't understand what my wife saw in her AP. I don't think he's more attractive than me, so now I'm left wondering if he's better in bed. Honestly, the thought of sleeping with someone else, partly out of anger at my STBXW and partly for validation, has crossed my mind more than once. I don't know how OBS feels about all this, but I'm aware I'm in a vulnerable state and will try to avoid making any impulsive decisions. As some of you pointed out, there are safety concerns for both myself and OBS. We are pursuing legal action, and in the meantime, I've installed a camera and security system and will remain vigilant. Fortunately, the layout of my house keeps the main living area entirely separate from the basement, so I don't expect any awkward encounters between my STBXW and OBS when she returns from her parents' place. My wife's been staying at her parents' place all week, and she's been sending me messages every day, trying to reel me back in. I've been reading them but staying silent, reminding myself over and over that her words are empty. The I love yous, the I'm sorry's, and all the promises she's making about how she's trying to change by reading books and listening to podcasts. They mean nothing. It's been exhausting. Some days, it's taken everything in me to not give in to her manipulative tactics, but I keep reminding myself of the reality of what she did. This afternoon, she sent me a photo from when we were together. It was a selfie of us cuddling in bed, taken right after we said, "I love you," for the first time. Her next message was, "Look how happy we were. Please don't throw our relationship away over my stupid mistake." I fucking lost it. Seeing that picture felt like she was rubbing salt in the wound and she's shifting the blame onto me for ending our marriage. I responded saying, "How dare you blame me? You were the one who threw it all away the moment you started the affair, fucked him in our bed, and took him on the trip I had planned for us. Those were all decisions you took leading to the end of our marriage." I then went down to the basement, took a photo of her belongings and mattress that I'd moved down there, and sent it to her. I told her not to bother coming to the front door when she came back because I had the locks changed. Then I blocked her. I'm fucking done.